Agni Yoga speaks of the coming era as the age of the woman. Why? The woman is usually finer, more sensitive, and closer to the higher reality than the man. That is why the popular wisdom speaks of the better half, and Goethe of the eternal woman who lifts us up. The woman succeeds more easily than the man in uniting the worlds and in creating conditions favorable for the approach of the spiritual world. Over and above man's work stands the manifestation of woman. She leads, she inspires, she guides on all paths, and she displays an example of synthesis. It is astonishing how quickly she enters any domain. From the earth up to the far-off worlds, she succeeds in weaving wings of light. It is not the task of the woman to imitate the man in all areas. Accordingly, the feeling is justified that coarse acts, hard physical work, football, boxing, or the life of a soldier are not in accordance with the fine nature of a woman. The era of the mother of the world is not a return to the age of the Amazons. A far greater, loftier, and more refined task is before us. No doubt, in many respects, it is woman's own fault, especially now, when she tries to imitate all the vices of man, instead of expressing her own character and originality. The result is an indecent caricature. It is essential to change the status of women. The subtlety and refinement of women's nature must be understood, so that they may achieve equal rights and the desired balance. It would be a sad mistake for women to replace soldiers on the battlefield or perform heavy labor. Everyone must act at his place, according to his particular individual abilities. Otherwise, he will spoil his mission. Both sexes have their characteristic features, and this makes life more beautiful. We must find the right use for every ability. Let not the woman lose the beauty of the feminine image. Let her not lose tenderness of heart, subtlety of feelings, self-sacrifice, and the courage of patience. As long as the domination of the outer world is concerned, the construction of houses, the building of bridges, the defense against external dangers, male physical strength and intelligence are required. The more, in the further course of evolution, the emphasis shifts to the development of our inner being, the more feminine creativity, intuition, and knowledge of the heart will take the lead. The great epoch of woman will be distinguished by greater refinement of feelings and of consciousness. The liberation of the woman consists in adding the particular female essence, her capacity for cognition and acting, to that of the man. Are not we men experiencing again and again that the women point out to us subtleties which simply have escaped our attention? The women are ahead of us regarding the culture of the heart, and therefore predestined to take the lead in this area. There are many spheres where precisely the female principle is urgently required. Why is the participation of woman so necessary in experiments with psychic energy? Why is woman's care for flowers so beneficial? Why is woman's touch so curative in cases of illness? But due attention has not been paid to such special qualities of women. It is rarely understood among physicians why the participation of a woman in operations can be particularly useful. The eternal feminine principle has not yet found its just interpretation. One can observe that machines often function better and plants can live longer in the hands of women. The woman has her own sacred mission. She leads to the heights. She is to raise the man in the spiritual domain. As the teacher creates through the disciples, so does woman create through the masculine principle. Therefore, woman flamingly uplifts man. Hence, the woman must raise herself to such a degree, spiritually, morally, and intellectually, that it will enable her to carry the man with her. Thus, the woman must occupy the place destined for her. She must become not only an equal cooperator in the management of the whole life, but also an inspirer. The greatest task is to spiritualize and to restore the health of humanity by filling it with aspiration toward great deeds and beauty. The higher mission of the woman results from the fact that she has a closer connection to the supermundane world than the man. Therefore, she is a born priest. To exclude her from this very office is evidence of gross ignorance of the human nature and of the cosmic laws as well. Why is it that women are often awake to the subtle world? It is because their hearts are far subtler, which makes transcendental perception easier for them. Truly, the epoch of the Mother of the world is based upon the cognition of the heart. It is women, and women alone, who can solve the problem of the two worlds. And so you can summon women to understanding through the heart. The lofty mission of women must be performed by the woman, and in the temple of the Mother of the world should abide the woman. The task now is to create a spiritually sovereign position for the woman. It is no coincidence that the conveyors of the teachings of the Mahatmas in the last 150 years were women. Helena Blavatsky, Francia Ladue, and Helena Röhrig. The woman manifests the highest degree of devotion. The greatest truths are revealed by her. We are not talking about a primacy of women over men. Of course, I do not speak of all women, but of those exceptional ones who manifest the subtlest energy. The difference is illusory. The immortal incarnates on his eternal path, sometimes as a woman and sometimes as a man. He has therefore assembled both male and female qualities. The antithesis is within ourselves. Therefore, the Brotherhood speaks of the importance of the female principle for the new age. This is embodied in both women and men. In individual men, it may be higher developed than in many women. And some women still have to learn certain male characteristics, such as discipline and determination. The masculine principle strives for seizure, regardless of the heart of man. The masculine principle makes bridges for its achievements by stepping upon hearts and heads. But the feminine principle is in need of freedom for heart expression. When it becomes customary to allow the feminine principle to live and develop its potential toward regeneration through its feeling of continuous giving, then will the feminine principle outdistance the masculine in all directions. Cosmic right reveals the greatness of the feminine principle, which manifests self-renunciation, and before which, verily, the great Ahats bow themselves. Verily, we reverence the great feminine principle. Verily, we reverence the giving principle, which bestows the life of beauty and of the heart. It has always worked to the detriment of the common good, and was a sign of decline when one of the two principles was suppressed. According to the sacred teaching, the fall of humanity began from the time of the abasement of the feminine principle. Today's women are called upon to struggle to recover the rights of which they were unjustly deprived. But the woman must first of all change herself. Therefore, the call to the woman must be primarily the call to self-perfection, for the realization of her dignity and her great destiny to lay the foundation of beingness, and for the awakening of the impulse toward creativeness and beauty.